Welcome, I'm Mary Robinson Reynolds, and I'm the author of Connecting with Colors. Discover the transformational synergy of personality styles to create harmonious relationships in work, home, and every area of your life. I'm also the creator of the Connecting with Colors 30 Seconds to Synergizing Your Life program. And I'm here today to share with you the fifth part of my five-part system. And that is to explain to you the importance of the technique that I have, which is a three-step formula to synergizing, changing the energy of what intense situations, impossible situations, situations that you may have previously felt like a deer in the headlight about. And so in this part of the training, we're going to dive in right away, and I'm going to read from my book, the section specifically on this technique. And this technique is called matching and mirroring. And it was created by Richard Bandler and John Grindler. And they developed this technique through their neuro-linguistic program in NLP. Now, neuro-linguistic programming is an approach to organizational change based on a model of interpersonal communication chiefly concerned with the relationship between successful patterns of behavior and the subjective experiences, especially patterns of thoughts, and what's underlining them in the system in alternative therapy based on this, which seeks to educate people in self-awareness and effective communication and to change their patterns of mental and emotional behavior. So they are working with the neurology, and as we know with the color style, personality styles, that it's neurological, that we're wired to think and behave in certain ways. And so what's so beautiful about their matching and mirroring technique is that it gets you out of yourself and starts you thinking about what's going on with the person right in front of you, okay? So this is about connecting. Here we are now. We're going to connect because connection turns me into we, which equals synergy. And I've put that on our wristbands. So whatever color wristband you are, this is a little reminder that connection turns me into we equals synergy. So here are the steps. The first step to matching and mirroring is you want to get in sync with the person who's talking at you right now. So let's say that person is kind of hunched over, their shoulders are down, but you, and that would be more of a blue, and you are a red, and you're used to coming at things like this. Well, you need to soften those shoulders a little bit, and you need to get and start mirroring what they're doing and how they're doing it. Another thing about reds is they're so direct, they're just so in people's face. Blues are not that way. They're more soft and less direct. They tend to talk around a subject for a while to get a connection with the relationship. Reds, not so much. They're not so concerned about that connection. They're just concerned about now, let's go, let's go, let's go. But if you really want your relationship to work with this blue, you're going to have to be the one to match and mirroring. And what that will do is that's going to start getting the two of you connected. And when you're connected, suddenly what starts to happen is the languaging and the understanding and how you approach the conversation starts to shift because you're thinking blue. You're thinking what is important to a blue? Relationship. What is important to a blue? Talking about relationship. What is important to blue? Intuition, sensitivity, caring. It really matters. And so if you really want your relationships to work out better with the blue, you have to give this, okay? By the same token, let's say you're a blue trying to work with a red, and this red thinks they're the boss whether they are or not. And you've been approaching it like this. Well, as a blue, you got to sit up straight, put your shoulders back, take a deep breath, and you match that red energy, okay? So you're now tapping in. And when you do this, you're not going to think you're getting your feelings hurt, okay? You're about what's important to a red. You're dialing in red. You're thinking, what does a red need from me? And so you're matching them physically. You're noticing things are bulleted. It's factual. There's no running around the conversation. It's a straightforward, put a period on it, you're done. You give that to your red, you've owned your energy, your credibility just shot through the ceiling, okay? So this is matching and mirroring. Now with the yellow, let's say a red with a yellow, we'll just go there. A red again is like this, a yellow is like this. Okay, let's have a good time. Yellows are open, they have a big smile on their face, and here's something that you're going to have to do as a red. You're going to have to smile. That's right. Get a smile on that face. I know, it hurts, doesn't it? For a red, that really hurts, but you've got to do this. You want your yellow functioning and being protective on your team, and right now they're blowing you off. Why? Because they can. So a red personality style, you're going to match your yellow. You're going to slow it down a little bit and kick back, because I know you wanted it yesterday, but the more you try to rush at a yellow, the slower everything gets, and you just have to understand this. And so a red, you just need to approach things a lot sooner than what you need them with a yellow, number one, but you're going to have to open up and be in conversation. I'll tell you what about yellows. When a red matches a yellow, yellows are quick to synergize with you, and they'll give you what you want. Of course they will, because what do they want? They want you to be happy. But they don't like this hard stuff coming at them, so just stop that, okay? That's not going to work. Now, a green wants to go fast, go fast, go fast, go fast. And what reds tend to do with greens is they slow them down. Greens really hate this. The reds talk deliberately, very even pace, yet greens are going pretty fast. So red, if you're matching a green, you're going to want to speed up your conversation to match how the green likes to go, okay? Green, if the situation's reversed, you just got to accept. You have got to slow down, and everything's going to go at a slower pace. And after a while, when you're synergizing and when you're connected, going fast isn't going to matter to you. What's going to really matter to you is that you're going to be getting your project system underway, which is what you wanted in the first place, okay? So that's a color combo connection there. Blues and yellow connections. Blues just get a little bit of a smile. Blues and yellows pretty much synergize pretty easily. Red and greens, there's, power struggle there. So red, what you can do with a green is speed up. Green, what you need to do is slow down and just keep it going forward. You both have similar goals. You want to get it done. So there's similarities, and then there's real differences. And so in matching and mirroring, you're just going to get physically connected, do what they're doing, do it without being obvious about it. Just be very slight about it. If they have their hand here like this, you can just go like this. Like that. If they're leaning forward and they talk, you lean forward. If they're leaning back, you step back a little bit. It's just a little too much energy for them. The last thing I want to say, a question I get very often is, well, what if the person you're matching and marrying is angry? Do you match that anger? Well, no, you don't. What you match is how they're holding their body. And the other thing about someone who's angry is, number one, never tell them to not be upset. Number two, never tell them that they have nothing to be angry about it, unless if you want to see things get more inflamed. What you want to do is, if they're up like this, is you just turn a little bit to the side, still give them your attention, okay? But that energy is just going to go right on by you, okay? So, and that will help you be able to hear what's going on for them, and you can then say, I understand what you're saying, but you have to say it like they're saying it. So the number one of my best one-liners is, I understand that you think that, or I understand what you're saying here, that. And you say it. Now, if it's a blue, then you say it like a blue. If it's a yellow, you say it like a yellows will be very passionate, and it can come off as anger when it's, more passion. A red, you've got to match the red. So I understand. And just get in that tone with them. And greens, they're just going to be going fast about it. So you want to speed up a little bit. If they're nodding, you're nodding fast. Just get in sync with them. So step number one, get in sync. Step number 2, get behind the driver's seat. Now, what does this mean? This means that as I presented this material, people would come up to me at breaks and they would say, and it was typically blues, so you're matching and mirroring. Blues wanted to know if this matching and mirroring would get reds to be nice to them. It's not about red being nice to you. It's not about that. Reds neurologically are wired to be direct. It's who they are. And you've got to stop equating this as them not being nice. It's who they are. It's a neurological wiring. So you're going to match them. You're going to get in the driver's seat and you're going to take charge. Don't wait on other people to match and mirror you. Even if they're in the same training as you, even if they got the same, even if you sat down and you read the book together or did the whole program together, it's not about expecting them to match and mirror you. It's about you stepping up for your life. Okay, you want things synergized, you want things getting better, then you step up and you do the matching and mirroring, okay? Because life will get better. You will get more of what you want and less of what you don't want. So step up. You take the driver's seat. You take charge. I believe it was Brian Tracy who said, we are all the CEOs of our own service organizations. I'm the CEO of my own service organization. So step up and do the thing that's going to make the difference, okay? You can do this. I know you can. And that brings us to step 3. And step 3 is all about your attitude. It's all about the energy of your attitude. And as long as you still care, you can do the first 2 steps. But I will tell you, you will not be 100% successful until you get out of judgment. Okay, so I've taken you through the strengths of each color style. That's just one aspect of this whole piece of information. There's more to it, but with what you've got right now, if you're going in judgment about a color style, oh, you're just a red. Well, if you're doing that, then you will not be successful at synergizing because you cannot have an attitude and keep it a secret. People feel attitudes. And when I get into the Connecting with Colors, Synergize Your Life program, or really get into the energy illustration of exactly how instant your attitude can be on another person's physiology, unless if they are in a place where they are not going to be affected by you. And so part of this process is to understand, take responsibility for your judgments, for your attitudes, and pull that attitude energy back in. Just pull it back in. Think it's only a color. It's how they're neurologically wired. That's the fastest way I know to clean up an attitude. It's just to go, oh, they're just doing a green thing. Oh, they're just doing a red thing. When I first was getting into developing this material, I was sharing it with my husband. And I was going out on the road and I was speaking on it. And I'd come off that plane and I was always like 5 days a week I was out on the road speaking. I'd come home, I was really tired on Friday night. I'd head to where the parking area was. And my husband and I used to get into power struggles on the way there. Well, as I developed this information, had him take the test, and we started to share the information and really have a new compassion and understanding for each other, I'll never forget the night I come barreling off the plane, green, with my green hat on, and headed to the carport, and he was running behind me, and I heard him exclaim, "Oh, you're doing that green thing." And I stopped and I went, yes, I am doing that green thing. And from that moment on, we just lovingly, affectionately refer to it as, oh, you're doing that yellow thing, or you're doing that green thing, or you're doing that red thing. And that lifts us up. And we don't have any power struggles or arguments or any of that silly fussing, unnecessary fussing or arguing anymore. So we're very connected and understanding. We understand it's a neurological thing. There's nothing to change about another person. It's what is. All right. And so this is a step that's very important. And in the Connecting with Colors 30 Seconds to Synergizing Your Life program, I will go in depth about each of these steps. So I've given you enough to get you out there and being successful with people, seeing things with new eyes and new understanding. So if you were sitting there going through this training and thinking about other people and starting to understand other people, that's great. But don't stop there. You get these people, these friends, these people that you care about, get them the test, get them the information. You can make a difference. With everybody on the same page, life just gets sweet. And so there's two ways you can do this. First of all, I've provided for you on this page a coupon button. And this is kind of a 24-hour window here that you can pick up a book for everybody you know at 50% off. That's right. I'm going to give you, and I don't care what the number is, if you want to get your entire workforce 50% off, just use the coupon. There's a button below. The second way that you can make a huge difference in your life is to understand that you want to go deeper in this because you're starting to realize there's nuances to this, that there's more to discover, there's more to unfold, there's more in that knowledge base for you to expand and grow on. Then I want to invite you to invest in my Connecting with Colors, 30 Seconds to Synergizing Your Life, every area of your life, every relationship in your life, because trust me on this, if you've got a relationship in your life that's not going well, then you're not done yet. You know, I have people tell me, I've done everything I know how to do, and this person is just impossible. There's no way. It's not going to happen. And that's just your skill set talking. Okay? That's just a skill set. That doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean anything other than you need to step up and learn something new. And I will tell you that this is a gentle process. It's a progressive process that the more you hear me talking about each color style in relation to the other, the more you integrate, the more you get your mind around it, the more it just comes through you. And from that point forward, it's integrated and it becomes intuitive. The more you practice what feels counterintuitive, the more it becomes intuitive and second nature to you. So I hope you've enjoyed this 3-video training series as much as I've loved doing it. I want you out there. I want you making a difference. I want you being successful. Get out there. And in these situations that you find yourself in, whether it's in the restaurant or in the grocery store or at work or at home, you can have an impact. In 30 seconds or less, you can shift what's going on. Give people relief. Pop people out of suffering as well as yourself. So thank you so much, and thank you again for the difference I know you're going to make with this information because it is transformative. Thank you.